I keep seeing liberal women crying and screaming and flopping around in the streets and asking themselves why, how could women vote for this man? And I'm going to answer that, even though Google is free. Yes, Roe v. Wade was overturned, which means that the power went back to the states. This is a good thing. It just means that it's a state-by-state issue, not a federal issue. When it's a state issue and not a federal issue, more people's opinions are weighed in on. So this means that we actually have more rights. There isn't a state where there is not a medical exemption for a woman's life being in danger for abortion. There isn't one. I read the law. So these stories of women bleeding out in parking lots and stuff like that are to fearmonger you into voting for a different person. I'm not saying that they're complete lies, but what I'm saying is if these stories exist, that's medical malpractice. Medical malpractice meaning it is the, whatever institution that is their issue of malpractice. It is the doctor's issue of malpractice. And those doctors can go to prison for the rest of their lives for denying somebody life-saving care. Every contraceptive is still legal. The morning after pill is still legal. And if you were voting for her simply because you don't like that it was outlawed in some places for specific reasons, this is completely futile because she couldn't do anything about it anyways, because it's already been taken back to the states. She didn't do anything about it for 4 years, and she couldn't do anything about it now, even if she was president today. Donald Trump has said that he's going to force insurance companies to completely cover IVF. That's one of the coolest things I've ever heard a president say. The coolest and most pro-woman things I've ever heard a president say. Okay, so nothing with Schmishmorshin would change. Let's move on to children. From 2021 until 2023, 14,000 kids under the age of 18 had some sort of gender surgeries. I shouldn't have to say, but I will say again, I'm not against transgender people. That is moronic to even suggest if you listen to me speak. At this point in my life, I have several transgender friends. Several. And ironically, they all think like me politically. Stay away from the kids is my political stance on that matter. Speaking to women specifically and saying, how could a woman in regards to voting for this man? This man has stood up on a podium many times and said that he is against this. He's against this for children. He's against puberty blockers for children, which are immediately life-altering. And if you've ever been told differently, it's a complete lie. They are permanent and life-altering. These surgeries are mutilating children and they're experimental, and many of them lead to more and more surgeries for the rest of their lives. As a woman who wants to have a baby one day, I think about our leader and what our leader is going to allow to happen and what our leader is going to celebrate and what our leader is going to demonize. And I take that into account. And I also take into account the thousands of children that this has already happened to, because I think it's sick and I think it's demonic. And I'm saying that as a non-religious person. So nothing would change with abortion, and children are more protected. There are many more, but I would say the last thing also ties into kids, and that's what we're putting in our bodies, and the fact that he has Bobby Kennedy with him, and they're going to change the FDA and the health administration, which the health administration is completely fucked because they tell you, a bottle of canola oil is heart healthy and stuff like that. That's what was killing me. Our entire health administration is a total joke and a total lie, and our country is very sick because of that, and our kids are getting sick because of that, and they're getting sicker, younger and younger because of that. What else? The rhetoric that he's anti-gay is a complete fallacy. He appointed one of the first openly gay people to like a member of the cabinet. He just hosted a gay wedding at Mar-a-Lago. He said verbally until he's blue in the face that he's for the gays, who I love, obviously. And what else? Oh, I do not give a single flying fuck that he said grab her by the pussy in a locker room a decade ago.